My name is Jordan Belfort. The year I turned 26, I made $49 million, which really pissed me off because it was 3 shy of $1 million a week.
Why do we work so hard? For what? For this? For stuff? Other countries, they work, they stroll home, they stop by the cafe, they take August off. Off. Why aren't you like that? Why aren't we like that? Because we're crazy, driven, hard-working believers, that's why. Those other countries think we're nuts. Whatever. Were the Wright brothers insane? Bill Gates, Les Paul, Ali. Were we nuts when we pointed to the moon? That's right. We went up there, and you know what we got? Bored. So we left. Got a car up there, left the keys in it. Do you know why? Because we're the only ones going back up there, that's why. But I digress. It's pretty simple. You work hard, you create your own luck, and you gotta believe anything is possible.
With Canadians, we're very diverse and multicultural, coming from a lot of different backgrounds. With that being said, I think we always try and make a really personal connection. We don't try and make it all business, so that it doesn't just feel like a straight business transaction. It's a little bit more one-on-one, which is always better for everyone.
North Americans can be described as individualistic, being risk takers, and being short-term oriented. Therefore, let's go over how to do business with them.
One cannot talk about global business without mentioning Canada and the US. Collectively, these two countries form the largest economy on the planet. Therefore, they shouldn't be overlooked.
So how does one do business in North America? Let's go over an example of what could go wrong.
Several communication errors can occur between Western executives and their international counterparts. Let's go over an example of such scenario between an American and a Colombian.
Luis, welcome to Chicago. What do you have for me?
Hola, mucho gusto, Kyle. Thank you for having me. Call me Lucho. Nice weather today, eh? How's your family?
Good. So tell me more about the product.
Yeah, sure. Do you like soccer? We should go get together and watch a game and drink some beer sometime.
Yeah, sure. Later. But what about the product? How is selling?
Oh, it's great. You see, my favorite team is Arsenal. What's yours?
The previous example illustrates how Kyle, an American executive, is very direct in conversation and prefers to immediately address business. However, Louis prefers to develop a relationship with Kyle before starting negotiations.
In light of the previous example between Kyle and Louis, we provide 3 considerations when doing business in North America.
And they are clear rules, results, and bottom line. North Americans prefer very clear and understandable guidelines regarding business practice. They dislike indirect communication, and their word means everything. For example, they value structure and deadlines. Apart from that, they do their job and nothing beyond.
Been working at Bell for 1.5 years. With the work environment, it's very corporate, but we work with people every day, which is kind of nice. So we do get to chat, have customer interactions, but there is rules to be followed, sales targets to be hit. So still corporate, but we get to chat to people all day and make that connection.
In Canada and the US, employees' job performance largely determines their value. Completing primary tasks is more important than anything else. Results are more important than praise. For instance, managing their time in order to effectively provide results.
Not a big difference right now.
Right.
For the first time, I don't know, just the Canadian, the ordinary Canadian think. But right now is I don't really have a big problem of the culture shock. Yeah.
Nice. Perfect.
Yeah. Their priority is just take care of themselves is the first priority. So but Asia is the making money, and then some priorities are a little different, right?
Right.
But in here mostly take care of just themselves is the most priority. So that's why it's not a big cultural, differences. And I've been already here for 15 years. I'm almost settled down.
Yeah.
Well, so that's it.
Money is important to any business, but in North America, it's the final judge. Every new concept, idea, or strategy is useless if it doesn't improve the bottom line. Profit. For example, no business person will invest in any idea or concept if he or she doesn't anticipate a return on that investment.
Unilever in the UK, when I was there, it was very much about deeply understanding the consumer and deeply understanding what was going on before you sort of made a move. And it was a kind of a slow-moving way of doing business, which people did in the 1970s. And then as I moved to Canada, first of all, the company that I was in was smaller, so it had to move faster. And secondly, there was a kind of a style in North America of just trying a whole lot of things and seeing which one worked. Whereas my training had been around thinking through what was the right thing to do and increasing your probability of making it work and then doing it. There was much less sort of forethought and strategic thinking, I felt, in the Canadian operation that I was working in. The other piece I should say about Canada is that there in those days, as now, there were very few companies global companies that have their headquarters in Canada. So you're always in a branch plant, and you're always then, and so it was fine in Unilever when I was there because Unilever gave quite a lot of autonomy to its companies, so we could pretty much do what we wanted. But that later tightened up, and lots of companies now have much more central control over their global operations.
Doing business in North America is unlike anywhere else. Therefore, we have provided 7 tips to help engage in successful negotiation.
Maintaining eye contact communicates security, integrity, and confidence. A strong handshake shows that you respect the other person and that you value their time.
Be formal and professional until you have built a relationship. Be direct. Say what you have to say without wasting time.
Show outcomes of the business operations. Being on time displays trustworthiness and reliability. End of the day, time is money.
Maintain healthy distance between yourself and your client.
I probably should have mentioned is that there's much less homogeneity in North America than there would be in a place like Ireland. So I'm as likely to be dealing with someone from Taiwan as I am from Sri Lanka or Peru or whatever. And so it's very difficult to predict what kind of cultural response they're going to have to anything I might say or do. So the advice would be to do a lot more listening than talking, and to really try to understand what it is that people are trying to accomplish, and sort of move ahead.
Now let's consider an example of a successful case of entrepreneurship in North America. Benihana is a Japanese restaurant chain. Founded by Roki Aoki in 1964, it has 73 locations in North America. So how do they do it? With big portions of delicious food during a 45-minute show on a teppanyaki table, they understood the market demand and how to deliver.
This man is responsible for the most successful Oriental restaurants in America. For 20 years, if you wanted great Oriental food, you'd go to him.
Now, I'll come to you.
With 8 Benihana frozen Oriental restaurant classics. Oriental vegetables with shrimp, sirloin pepper steak, sweet and sour chicken. And they taste like restaurant food because they're made like restaurant food.
Your place or mine, it's up to you.
Benihana frozen Oriental restaurant classics. We were either going to make them great or we weren't going to make them at all.
Now that we have the tools to succeed in North America, who's ready to get down to business?